How's it going, everybody? Standing here next to the 4555, which is back up and running. Got the part in. Like I said, it was just a 90-degree tube that comes up, hardline, that's flared on the bottom end and then comes up and goes into a hose with a clamp on it. So got that put together. It wasn't hard. The only thing is getting to it. Take the screens off. Getting to it, it's right up near the radiator, so I had to slide the radiator out with the, to do that you had to take the hood up and everything, so it looked worse than it was. Got everything put back together, got more hydraulic oil in it, and everything is good to go. The 4055 handled the chopper all right. I got a lot of different suggestions. Now, when I touch on this topic, I'm not complaining about anybody. So I know when I mention things like this, a lot of times people say, don't pay any attention. I'm not complaining about anybody or anything. You know, nobody was rude about it. People just made some suggestions about things. And I figured, oh, I always said I was going to do a tractor talk video. Might as well do that now. You know, one of the suggestions was, you know, I probably shouldn't be putting this on the mower. It's too much tractor for the mower. Keep it off, keep the hour. This is a more expensive tractor than the other ones. Keep the hours off this. That's all good and everything. I get what you're saying. That was Brian that said that. Brian, I get what you're saying. You got a point. Here's the issue. When we bought that mower, the whole plan was to run it on the 4250. And we that's what started off. That's what we did. I actually started off running the 4055, which ran it pretty good. But we have a bunch of hills. We don't have all flat ground. We have hills, and up in the hills, I was mowing one day. When I got to the bottom of the hill and made my turn, boy, that mower really pushed pretty good. And you know, I felt my back end would always, I didn't go out of control, but it definitely, you know, pushed me a couple, and I was going on steeper hills coming up. That's why we decided it's not as much the power we wanted for the mower, but it's the weight. This tractor is running around, if you watch my previous videos, you've heard me mention this tractor's turned up. This is running 200 PTO horsepower, and with the weight I weighed at one time, it's around 20,000 pounds. So it's a nice heavy-duty tractor. We'll get to the new equipment part in a second. Let's ramble on about tractors and previous comments. The other suggestion that I think it was Carl that said, maybe Carl said keep the hours off. Man, I could be combining questions together, but he said that he would, to keep the hours off this one, always run the 4055 on the chopper for haylage, because it looked like it did a good job, and then you know, just run wagons with the 29 and the 4040. That's not going to happen. You know, that was a good suggestion. I see where you're coming from. It's not going to happen. We weren't running the one field this time because we plowed it up and put corn in it, but there's a pretty steep field, and even when I'm coming down out of that field, with the 4055, I could feel the wagons behind me pushing a little bit like that. And I have, we were chopping up above. One year my dad put some corn up above where we did a couple videos ago, made some round bales, and we were chopping up there. I was younger, and I was coming down with the 4040, and that wagon pushed me, and I spun around and jackknifed. Luckily, it didn't tip anything over. We didn't really break anything. We kind of dented a little bit of the wagon because the back wheel come up and hit the wagon. But other than that, we didn't snap any drawbars. We didn't snap any the tie rods or anything like that in the wagon. So we avoided a disaster there. But it was scary when I was in the driver's seat. So yeah. Wes Pandy had a good comment one time. He said, you know, he'd much rather have, and I'm probably butchering it, but the long and short of it is, you know, he'd rather have too much of a tractor than not enough of a tractor. And I totally agree with that. And it's not just power wise, it's weight wise, being able to control yourself on some of these hills and everything. And to me is huge. You know, it is what it is. But we'll jump back to tractor talk in a second. Let's look at the, gotta get a drink of water here because I'm rambling on. Let's look at the new piece of equipment. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that can't understand why we got this. As you guys know, we got the wrapper, we got the bale hugger. Skid steer's waiting on a hydraulic line, hard line. Got the McHale bale hugger. We got the bale unwrapper that's on the loader right now. So we also got a brand new Kuhn, what's the number on it? 4731 GA 4731T rake. I know a lot of people right now are probably just pulling their hair out going, oh my God, Mike, why did you get another single rotary rake? Oh, what a waste of money. You guys don't know what you're doing, blah, 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 and all that good stuff. Start with our original rake that we have, the 4120. That's a good rake. And I think that's a 13.6 working width, I want to say. This one is, I'll put the number here, it's 15 something. So we're gaining, it's a bigger rake than what we have, you know. Some of the things I like about that, and now since we're going with a lot more round bales, my dad likes square bales. He loves jumping in the 40-55, making his square bales. Me and the Mao, that's farming to him. That's the old school way. That's how you've always done it. You always made square bales. That's the way to do it. That's the perfect scenario, is getting like him in the 40-55, getting like 1 million teenagers here with me in the hay Mao and doing 1,000 bale a day. Now that is farming. That is what you do. However, finding the help these days, finding all those teenagers that are going to be, and not just finding them and having them wanting to work, wanting to do hay, and wanting to come back and do more hay. That is that's the hard part. My daughter and our neighbor, those girls did a phenomenal job, but they're not always available. Sadie, our neighbor, she's doing she's an absolutely amazing field hockey player. So she's in field hockey tournaments for Junior Olympics, and she's getting meetings with Division I colleges. She's already met with Ohio State and Syracuse, so she's busy. She has a very short window of opportunity that we can have her here to work in hay. So very proud of both those girls. They do an amazing job when they're doing hay, but it's just, like I said, it's the time. So that was another reason why we went to round bales. With going to round bales, my dad even said, you know, I don't want to learn a different way to bale. He said, you handle the round bales, I'll handle the square bales. And you know, so when he's square baling, I'm going to be raking. When I'm round baling, he's going to be raking. And this is something he kind of wanted. Let's just kind of brief overview. This sits up higher than the other rake, which is nice when you got to go over a row. That's always nice. These kind of fit in. These can be taken off and really narrow it up and put in here. To be honest with you, we're just going to leave them in. Once they're in, we're just going to leave them in, to be honest with you. I like the curtain going up. That's good. That's really nice. You see a couple hydraulic lines here. This one, with the valve on it, that is your up and down. You see some other ones here, some other lines. These other two are a hydraulic curtain that you can control right from the tractor. And then you have the, where is it? You got this string here it is. You got the string that goes up to the cab. I joked around and I said, geez, modern technology, we still got to pull start this thing. Insert dumb dad joke here, but this string goes in the cab. So once you use your hydraulic lever to bring that curtain down, you pull this string, which brings this forward. I gotta run this line somewhere. I don't like where that is, but which switches it over to the other cylinder, which brings it adjusts your curtain. So the cylinder, you know, you're sitting there in your tractor, you use your hydraulics, brings the curtain down, pull the string, use your hydraulics again, it'll bring it in and out. So that's always kind of nice. My dad thought that was a great feature because when he was doubling up rows for the round baler, he thought it'd be great to have the curtain down, knock that first row in, as he's coming around on the end and lifting up, picking up the curtain, and then just knocking the next one. So it's like 2 rows knocked together, and he'll be able to do it with this. So that's nice. Yeah, light kit, that's definitely anything we kind of order anymore. I know some don't come with a light kit, but you know, if it's there, it's available, we're gonna need it, or we're gonna order it. You just never know. And the 2940 was up at Kaz Equipment this past winter for the old service special they do in the off season, and we had them put a plug on the back of it so we could plug it in, have lights. So yeah, it's a really nice looking rake. Like I said, I gotta take everything out and put them in and then go from there and try it out. So yeah, why did we go with another single? You know, we're doubling up rows. I know everyone's like, oh my God, Mike, you need a double rotary rake. You need a double rotary rake. That's what have you ever thought about a double rotary rake? Mike, I see you doubling up rows. What you should get is a double rotary rake. So why do we do with this? Because we got the wrapper, we got the unroller, we got the hugger, and we got this rake. That's 4 things for the same price as a double rotary rake. So that puts it in perspective. I could have had a double rotary rake and I wouldn't have a wrapper, wouldn't have a hugger, and I wouldn't have that unroller. So I'd rather have the 4 things and double up rows and than having just the double rotary rake. Maybe some people disagree with that. Maybe some people would rather have the double rotary rake. That is why we live in this great country called America, where you have the freedom of choice to do whatever you want. We decided to go this route. We are happy going with this route, and this is the route we went. As far as a wheel rake, I've never used one. From what I hear, people either love them or they don't, one or the other. My brother-in-law, he got a used double rotary rake and decided he was gonna go buy a wheel rake as he was gonna go so much faster. And he told me he got rid of the wheel rake and he went back to the double rotary rake. He goes, just his opinion, what he found is the rotary rake did a much better job, and he was happy with the double. Now, I'm not bashing wheel rakes. If you guys use a wheel rake and it does an absolutely amazing job and you're sold and you think that is the best way to go, there you go. I love the job these rotary rakes do. And speaking of my brother-in-law, here comes his dad right now. Oh no, that's not him, that's someone else. Just saw the white truck. I love the job. We used to have an old roll bar rake, and that did an all right job, but these rotary rakes, I love them. I think they do a great job. I know people, there's more moving parts to them, more moving parts equals more things that can go wrong. I get that. Just using that other one, it's just done an amazing job. It cleans up the field really nice. We got it here, 30-year master drive. So yeah, so there's the new piece of equipment I've talked about. Like I said, I know some people are gonna say, hey Mike, that's a nice looking rake, and other people are gonna say, what the heck did you do that for? But like I said, to each their own. All right, so let's get back to tractor talk here a second. Do I like running this on the mower? It does the best job on the mower because of the weight and everything like that, and obviously it's got more than enough power to run it. We could seriously justify on this farm, we have 7 tractors now. One of them is the 520, so really can't count that. 6 tractors. And the more things we get, like I said, that's got 2 sets of hydraulic lines on it now. So that puts the 3010 out of, the 3010 could pull that, but that's only got 1 outlet on it. So that puts the 3010 out on that one. So the more things we get, the more the 3010 gets pushed to antique status there. So there's never enough tractors. We've talked about getting a TMR mixer. I know some people will, you know, instead of getting a tractor, just get a stationary mixer. Well, if you get a stationary mixer, you need to go with stage 3 electric. So you got to buy either a generator, and that's going to be harder to kind of tuck in there the way it's packed in. So we could seriously justify getting 3 more tractors, and it really would be nice to get like a 7810 to kind of partner up with this one, do the disking, do the mowing while this one does the chisel plow and the plow, or the chopping. Let me just, maybe he's moving that. And then you have the 42 and the 4055. They're pretty similar and all that stuff. But let me just touch base with him, see if he needs anything before I finish this video. So I ended up feeding cows. Then I had to run up to the field for the night and do some, well, I'm not going to say what I did because you'll see it in the next video. But getting back to the tractor talk, as you see, I got the 4040 here now. It's another day. Got the old rake on it. I used the old rake one last time. I know people are probably like, why did you use the new rake? I just haven't set it up yet. I got to get it all set up, set, height adjustment and everything, and I was just running by, so I just threw this on. Did one last time with the old rake, and we'll get that set aside so Donnie can pick that up. But anyway, we seriously could justify 3 more tractors. Like I said, a 7810 I think would be perfect, or that's you could go with a 4850 or a 4955, 4960, something like that would be perfect to, you know, do the disking while the 45 does the chisel plow, and then in hay season you put the 45 on the 45 will go on the chopper, and whatever other tractor, or vice versa. One of them could go on the chopper, one of them could go on the mower, and then in the fall time one of them goes on the chopper, and then a disc or whatever tillage tool we use for corn stalks, while the 7810 would be perfect on the grain cart, you know. So there's things to justify that. Like I said, we talked about a TMR mixer. If we go with that, I'd like to put a dedicated tractor on it. I know we could just unhook it if we needed to, but something like that you're using multiple times a day, I'd like to just leave the tractor on it. So, you know, you could use another tractor for that. Something like, well, our 4250, that 120 horsepower. Uh-oh, gonna get the girl, gonna see Sadie. I've already mentioned you earlier in this video, so yeah, shake your head, shake your head. What about you? You gonna wave? You're gonna drive away? What? You're gonna be too cool for the video too? Something like a 4430, 4440, you know, something like that would be good for a nice TMR mixing tractor, or like a 7610, 7410, something like that. And then, you know, a bucket tractor would be nice. You know, we want to bring everything back here for round bales and wrap them here. That wheel loader just is a great wheel loader. It'll lift up anything. Doesn't have a road gear, and that sucks. Especially when you're going way up high in the hills to our hay ground to load hay, it sucks. Leave it here. We got the bale hugger for it. We got the bale spear for it. You get another tractor. You get another tractor with a bucket on it that could do some utility work, some bush hog work, whatever. Take that to the field to load the wagons and everything. And then, oh, Miss Big Shot. Ooh, big girl with a diesel truck. Those Division I colleges aren't going to know what's coming. Those Division I colleges aren't going to know what's coming with a big old country girl in the diesel truck. You want to say anything to you? Oh, look what's coming down now. Whoa, what do we got here? A massive chopper. What we got going? Is it rod? Is it jig? So, anyway. Ooh, that's a big one. 9900. That looks like Eric Windsor. Driving a chopper all the way back. 9900. Look at that big job. Go follow when we take that chopper. Then we won't need another bigger tractor. We can just take that chopper. But anyway, getting back to it. That's a scary sight. It's a wonder I don't have gray hair. Or still have my hair, one or the other. Anyway, where was I now? So anyway, yeah, we're not looking to go out and get these 3 tractors right away, obviously. You know, if they're given away for free, sure. But there's this thing called paying for it. There's a lot of things on our wish list. Talked about possibly upgrading our disc. You know, disc does a pretty good job, but it's an older disc. Maybe upgrading that. You know, our chisel plow's fairly new, our roller harrow's new. Maybe we just upgrade the disc and have everything just good to go for the next whatever amount of years. We talked about that. The corn planter, definitely. Then we talked about even just doing beans with the corn planter. So having 30-inch, going to 30-inch row beans, trying that. You know, we'll see. Neighboring farmer planted his beans this year with a corn planter, so we'll see how they yield, because, you know, he buys his Pioneer seed from my dad, so it's the same seed. We'll be able to see how it does. So 6-row corn planter, that's very high on the priority list right now. So all sorts of things, always a wish list. So everything to push my 7810 down. But it's coming, Follow the journey and follow my, you know, journey for the quest for the 7810. So like I said, the 7810, 49, you know, that would be a good match with the 45, that in case if one of them went down, the other could cover. The 4040 here behind me is kind of matched up with our 29, so, you know, if something happens to the 29, I can put this 4040 on that rake. Yeah, is it a little much for the rake? Sure. This was the available tractor today. I could have put the 3010 on it, but I had my little nephew with me, and I'm not, you know, I know that I got that a lot when I did the air conditioning video. People were like, oh, I spent many hours back in the day with an open station tractor with no AC. Yeah, well, you know who else did? Me, when I was growing up. We had a 3010 and a 3020, and I tedded with the 3020. I raked with a 3010, all open station, no canopy, and I did that too. And my dad slowly but surely went to cab tractors. And you know what? If he wanted, he's doing the raking, he wants air conditioning. I think when you farm for 50 years, I think he's earned air conditioning. So, not to mention, the cab tractors have lights on them, and when you're on the road, like all our hay fields are, you're going to want to be, you know, able to, you know, have turn signals, flashers, all that stuff. You want to be able, you can't just sit there and complain about the other people on the road. You got to make sure you're doing the right thing too. So easy to complain about others, not so easy to make sure you're doing the right thing. So, you know, that's another plus for the cab tractors. Also, we have a lot of children. My parents got a lot of grandchildren. I got nieces and nephews that I'll take with me. I got my own children, and that's another reason for the cab tractors. That was a little just side rant from previous comments. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's getting long-winded. I need to go get cows milked. And so anyway, stay tuned to the next video, because we are gonna make some awesome baleage. There's your spoiler. So stay tuned for that one. But anyway, thumbs up. You guys probably saw my short anyway, so I kind of jumped the gun a little bit on that. But anyway, if you saw that short, like that short, watch the whole video. It's awesome. I wouldn't lie to you, trust me. Anyway, thumbs up if you like this video. Drop me a question or comment below. Tell me how stupid we are from going with another single rotary rake. Not really. Tell me I'm awesome. I like that so much better. But tell me whatever you want to tell me. How's that sound? But anyway, goodbye to the 40, I said 4120. It's a 4220 TH. Goodbye to the 4220 TH. You've been a great rake. You're going to make someone else. You're going to be a great rake for someone else. We're going with a bigger rake. Sorry, size does matter in this field. But thumbs up if you like this video. Drop me a question or comment below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have, thumbs up to you. I totally appreciate it. I am going to go text those girls and figure out where they went and pull my hair out and all that fun stuff. So anyway, have a good one, everybody.